I'm hearing I'm coming home and declarations of love. Someone could genuinely be traveling back. I'm seeing a plane. And as for the declarations, there's something stuck. It's stuck inside somebody. That's what it is, okay? You know, the divine masculine energy is a warrior spirit. Divine masculine energy has it within themselves, regardless of what they've been going through. They have it within themselves to step into that divinity because that's what they're here to do. It's up to the divine masculine to remove all who and what keeps them stuck in the egoic structures of their 3D templates, thinking in ways that are not conducive to their high level ascension, right? So that could be people who keep them in bad habits. No matter how much you are connected to somebody, everybody has free will. It's up to them to decide and recognize this is their learning patterns, who and what is keeping them stuck, okay, where they aren't ascending past and clearing through their lower chakras, right? Because divine masculine is all about those lower 3 chakras. I think somebody here, they've outsourced their worthiness into kind of 3D gains, right? Without recognizing that warrior spirit, the world could be burning down. It's all about what's happening within. You know, when you're in a connection, especially you're a team, it's you two against anything, right? The warrior spirit comes from within, the heart, leading from that heart space, the courage of that heart, the strength that you've gained with every battle that you have faced. Truly, that's what the warrior spirit is. The outsourcing on external gains means that someone's not recognizing their worth within themselves, and they never have. And it feels as though that this particular person, their own mind has been their own enemy many, many times, took them into a dark place, right? And that tells me that they have had a lot of trauma stored up within their system, within their being. That this isn't in their physical body, it could have manifested through like symptoms in the physical body, emotional stuckness so much. And you know, for it to be like this, I think that this is somebody who hasn't wanted to face, they haven't seen their own ability and their own strength to face whatever happened. I feel like this is from a young age, because they haven't been able to trust themselves in their strength, okay? The moon and the king of wands, that kind of confirms what I'm saying. There's a lot beneath the surface, but this is somebody who, there's a lot of ego. Whatever traumas have been stored, it's clear that it's had quite the impact, because this is somebody who's been very afraid of resurfacing whatever it is, because they're not able to understand, or they've not been able to see that actually beneath this surface is, once they have the courage of this king of wands, away from the ego, but the courage, right, of that lion strength is what that's giving, right? They have it within themselves because they have been developing that warrior spirit that we're talking about to handle whatever comes up from beneath the surface, because otherwise it gets very deeper and deeper. And I do think this is something they have been understanding. Oh my God, look at this. Justice and the King of Cups. Talk about a transformation, right? They're literally, I feel like they're clearing through a real karmic cycle that has to do with their own internal wounding, okay? Chariot at the bottom of the deck, and this is that confirms that kind of, I saw that traveling, they're certainly going through some inner travel, that's for sure. They're finding that emotional stability. They're recognizing that they do have that emotional strength within them as they're surfacing, because as you surface, what happens is you go through, you recognize it for what it is, you accept it, you start to understand it, you know, once you've acknowledged it, and then you start to process through the feelings of that. And that's not easy, because you do have to resurface a lot, right? But you're not who you were back then, or whenever it was, okay? You're who you are today, and you get to stand in that strength. And this, as you resurface, the only thing that you can do is get even stronger from that, because you're recognizing everything that's fueled you to become who you are today and who you want to become even more so. So you tap into the heart space, you feel it, you heal it. There's beautiful tools available these days as well out there, right? The Ace of Wands. Now, this is an energy with the Seven of Swords, the Wands deck. I do feel like someone has avoided emotion. I'm getting that lust-love energy, so like lust over love, which is really interesting, because I think that's the balance that's coming through. I'm seeing that the justice in between the King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Emperor. Talk about confirmation. There's some masculine energy, warrior spirit, Ace of Cups at the bottom. Received a parcel today, and as soon as I opened it, the very first thing at the top facing me was a quote. Keep your head up and keep your heart strong. And this feels so relevant. It feels like this is what they've been doing with this Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Fool, New Beginning, and the Two of Cups. Ooh, the Tower. You know what? They've seriously been... This is somebody who is recognising their path. They're recognising their path, how aligned it is with them, how much strength they have. They are the Emperor to really move forward in this direction. This feels so nice. It feels like they've been through so much. Like, especially recently, I think there's been some kind of cycle that's been beneath the surface, but it's surfacing, and they have the power within them to step back and bring that divine justice forwards now, and not act from this impulsive, inner wounded, I'm hearing in a teenager wounded, whatever kind of immature energy this is, you know, it doesn't matter what age you are, if there's immature energy, that's what needs to be cleared through. It's like it's stuck from a past cycle from when they were younger, but this is what they're understanding more, okay? Yeah, really wanting, I feel like there's this urgency to clear through this. It's suddenly like they've been avoiding it this entire time, and now it's like, oh my God, no, I need to clear this. So they can manifest the Magician and the Queen of Cups. They've suddenly had an epiphany. It feels like they've recognized their divine feminine. They know they're wounded feminine because they've been healing their inner feminine. So they know that wounded feminine, they hold no judgment, but they hold firm boundaries. They want their divine feminine. That's when you know that that masculine energy is stepping into their, I was going to say their divine masculine, right? Is when they are fully committed to, devoted to their path, and they know with such certainty and sureness that it's their divine feminine that they want. And that's what's fueling this person. This is this energy of like this sudden feeling of this need to clear through this internally so I can finally go outside of me, you know. And that's really beautiful, because that's, you know, when the divine masculine is like action oriented, they go, they're not stuck. They made the decision, they know they want to move forward, they know exactly where to go. They're having a lot of alone time, especially with the Justice and the Hermit. That tells me it's been, like I said before, there's been a lot of internal, the Empress. Oh, this energy just feels so beautiful. I think this is the divine feminine. You're going to be very, there's going to be a lot of clarity coming your way. Someone's coming through, because the Empress has come through with the King of Cups, and I feel like you've been inspiring somebody to find that emotional stability, that groundedness, to recognize that they have that within them, right? But also they've found this kind of desire within themselves, right? So I don't think this has anything to do with anything outside of them as much as it does within themselves. They're finally seeing their worth. They're finally recognizing, because this is a beautiful energy, truly. Six of Pentacles. They want to bring balance to a situation. There's a lot of passion here. The King of Pentacles. Someone's working firmly on their stability. They're gaining. There's something about money that they're really investing in, I'm hearing. They're investing their time and their energy in, which is beautiful. Nine of Cups. Yeah. And this is kind of, I'm hearing wish fulfillment. It's within their own subconscious mind. They're understanding kind of the illusions of what their wishes they thought they were, whereas what they truly are in their reality now. Because it feels like they've lived through a lot of different situations that have not, yeah. Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Oh my God, the Knight of Wands, King of Wands, the Magician. Someone's really excited about moving in this direction. My God. This is something they need to learn how to hone in on. Because they, again, you know, that lust, love, they need to be leading with their heart, not their lower three chakras, if you know what I'm saying. So, and this is something they've had to learn how to ground, because again, it's regardless of age. It's all about what's happening within you, within your heart, within you here, how much you're seeing through this beauty, okay? So I think someone's really understanding this. I do feel like there's some sense of urgency with communication. Eight of Cups, this is confirmation. They finally moved away from whatever this internal kind of karmic energy was. I feel like they've been doing a lot of soul searching. They've been searching for the light, and they're finally recognizing that it's within them. There's been I feel like this has been a really long wait. Like I'm seeing a crossroads. They've been at a crossroads for a very long time, but that's because they've had a lot of darkness. Remember I mentioned at the beginning, to heal through and work through. They've been really recognizing that environment for what it is, and how much of an impact it has had within them. You know, it wouldn't shock me if they've got a lot of prominent fixed sign placements. Strength, that represents Leo, which is a fixed sign. But you know, with the King of Pentacles here as well, I just feel like there's some... Okay, now we've just had all the kings are on the table, 7 of Cups and the King of Swords. But you know, with the cards that this is coming up with, this is telling me that somebody, they might be seeing you on your on their screen. They might be looking a lot. I don't know, maybe it's your socials, or it's just like something they have saved of you or something. Whatever the case, it feels like I'm hearing you're inspiring them, which is really beautiful. And to act, because this has come out with that 6 of Pentacles, they want to act from integrity and honour, and not this kind of lust-fueled space. So they know this. They do know. Oh my God, and the 4 of Wands as well. They know that in order to work together with you, they need to show up in a certain way. They need to have firm kind of values in place. I think there's something about core values that you really inspire you to be your best self as well, and you kind of find really attractive. And there she is, the Queen of Cups. Wow, King and Queen of Cups, the Emperor and the Empress. My gosh. Okay, and the Devil at the bottom of the deck, and the 8 of Wands. I think that you both have to really, I think there's something within you that you both have to really hone in on. Like, you both have these shadows that can very easily be triggered, right? But this is this energy of moving it. I feel like you want to move forwards. You've been doing it alone, but you want to do it together now. There's this energy of kind of no longer being trapped in the mind, or even that trapped communication. Maybe that's been a while as well. Knight of Cups. I'm hearing this is no longer about false promises. Yeah, that illusion kind of state of just rose tinted glasses. No more of that. There could again be travel. Maybe, I think you could, you are at a distance. You're at a physical distance right now. They could be traveling. You could be traveling together, moving forward, which wouldn't shock me. Okay, and then we have the 2 of Cups that has come out. This is definitely this desire to, I'm hearing find common ground. Okay, so, which is why that declaration of love I was hearing, it's still stuck inside, because I feel like you both need to create this foundation, this safety outside of you. Even though I feel like you have this strong pull, this magnetic pull. I mean, gosh, look at this. It's like you inspire each other to be the best selves of each other. It's absolutely beautiful. And that's what it should be. That's the truest connection. 2 of Wands. Moving together, aligning with each other, so you have, again, I'm seeing that you're in alignment, that you can see the same vision, you're on the same page. Wouldn't shock me with Emperor and the Empress if you have, I'm seeing power couple, It's really nice, it's really beautiful, but it all starts small. This isn't just a quick thing. That's exactly what you're moving away from, that like fast, impulsive energy that left a lot of regret and heaviness. I'm hearing, and woundedness was fueled by the wounds. Yeah, so I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles here. That's beautiful, because that says that somebody really wants to ensure this is a stable offer that they're offering you. They know, well, in their eyes, they have a lot of competition. And with the Sun here, to you, it's clear that who your person is. There's not going to be any competition as long as they show up correct. That's for sure. In fact, if anything, I feel like you've seen what they're like with this Knight of Cups and that 5 of Wands. You've seen them kind of, the way I'm hearing player energy, I'm not going to lie, but it's kind of like this energy of like outsourcing again, that internal happiness. So it's almost like, this is what's coming through, okay? Begging for love. That's the only thing that's coming through there. Okay, well, that's interesting. Maybe it's just that they, it's that self-worth again. They weren't seeing the love within themselves, so they couldn't, how can they see the divine feminine, right? They've been doing a lot of inner work. It does feel like somebody who gets very jealous, and this is something they're going to need to hone in on, because I don't think that you're somebody who seeks external validation with these cards. You're very much in your, I'm hearing, in your power. You're focused on your purpose. Mission is what I'm hearing. I think you're seeking like that long-term happiness. So whatever's coming through, again, it's that internal worthiness, that solar plexus again that's coming through, okay? Let's have a look. Oh my God, confirmation, retreat. Keep talking about that. Past life relationship. In order for you to really flourish here and come together, you're going to have to disconnect from the external world. I'm talking all opinions, voices, prying eyes, jealous. I think there's going to be jealousies of you two. Reconciliation. Trust. Oh, this is so nice. Yeah, I think that, but when you align your energies and you have that power within you, don't forget you are divinely, like you are here with divine behind you every step of the way. You don't need to worry. Confirmation, it is safe for you to love. This is the one. This is really beautiful. I'm hearing that you're going to be each other's support system. Not in a way that you're depending on each other and just pulling each other down. Not in that kind of way, but in a way where you know it's your team, your partners in this. That's what's coming through. You've gone so much. I think you've been doing a lot. There's something about last remnants. They're working on last remnants that they're walking away from so they can truly walk into this new path. I'm seeing no strings that still bind them to their past, which is really interesting because this past life connection, imagine, I think you're both really good at like releasing and clearing through. Again, I'm hearing energy reset, right? You're both really good at clearing through that past energy, but this past life relationship is the one thing that has stood the test of time, truly, chemistry, because the attraction is beyond the physical. It's kind of like this magnetic pull, right? You know, I'm hearing pheromones, you know, this attraction, that was attraction, so I was sticking up. It's like this, even if you weren't seeing with these, you were seeing with this, you would instantly, it'd be you two. That is it. Drawn to each other is what I'm seeing. So you know exactly, you felt this with each other, you would have, because this be coming through so strong. Love yourself first. Again, no longer outsourcing, recognizing self-respect. I mean, seriously, there's been so much internal honeymoon, a lot of internal work happening. There's so much here about travel. You could be going away together very soon. Oh my God, very soon. The bottom of the deck. I think, shall we take that as confirmation? I think we will. Thank you. Playfulness. I think that there's gonna be a period of time that you're gonna go through a cycle, once provided that you come through correct here and you find that stability and that foundation I'm talking about. You're gonna have the opportunity to have this like cycle of just recapturing this kind of romance with each other, but from a much more mature, aligned space, grounded. We have true love at the bottom of very soon, which for me is that confirmation of this is a divine, truly a divine connection here. Okay, I think that it's going to be important not to get all caught up in like the excitement. You're going to have to really keep grounded, stay in your work, because you know that you've been working so hard to find your inner alignment. Now it's time to, I'm hearing, be serious about your alignment with each other, you know, no longer taking it lightly or being driven so quickly by impulse and passion and lust. Okay, emotions are running high because there's going to be a lot of emotions. But this is the period where you're being shown that before the physical coming together, so that you can be ready for this new start and be prepared in a way where you're not running off that. I just keep hearing impulse, okay? Don't let pride get in your way. Really important. You're going to have to, there's something about ego here, truly, especially with this masculine energy. You can't let that, just be mindful of the shadows and the triggers that come through, and recognize where they actually haven't got anything to do with your person, but it's your internal wounds that are coming to the surface, right? Because again, it's all about how you're handling them now, right? Work through your fears. Yeah, again, that jealousy energy is coming through. Communication is, you have to communicate with each other. Whenever something happens where you're feeling off or out of alignment or you're concerned, communication. But again, in that communication, you're both going to have to hold space. And it's going to be a learning cycle. You're going to have to learn how to hold that space with each other, for each other. Like almost like a constant reminder. Have faith in your dreams, in this connection. Truly, I think through it all, like I said, the world's bending down. You two are a team. You're going to have to learn how to work as a team. And that takes in itself a cycle, okay? It's time to release negativity, believe in the impossible. So again, it's kind of any kind of beliefs that have been stored throughout this time. It's time to kind of come together and recognize nothing will come of that situation, of the negativity. It's time to release that. Communication is key, wants to come out. A new romantic cycle begins. This is positive energy. And now it's kind of like really how, instead of just like I said, it's not about getting all excited about these emotions, about hold on, pulling it back in, staying grounded, centering in your alignment, recognizing the potential this has is stunning, truly. But it's all going to be about your own shadows, your own triggers, even external. That's again, you need to disconnect from the external, but that can pull you back, okay? And that's when you're going to have to recognize that you're not both just like these pristine, perfect people. You're still healing through, and you get to do that together now, okay? Whatever you both are giving strength and power to has strength and power. Your energy is going that way. It has that strength and power. So recognize, where are you feeding your illusions, fears and the shadows versus where you're feeding your aligned vision that you hold together, your kind of the dreams that you both have that you are bringing together now. I think this, I'm hearing a force to be reckoned with. There's very much a higher divine purpose here. There truly is. And now it's kind of time for you both to self-respect, respect yourself enough to disregard the pulls on your lower energies. Yeah, I think, and also I'm hearing respect each other, so important. Have confidence. You've got to have confidence in this connection. You've got to have confidence in yourself to be able to handle this connection. You've been getting to a point where you've been going through so much. Believe and trust. You have got it within you. You wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be coming across your path in such a way that I'm seeing here if it wasn't for the fact that you have it within you, both of you, and this connection has such a higher purpose. Now it's kind of like it's going to be a time. This is like a cycle that's coming through. It's going to really allow you to say, hold on. How, you know, it's interesting. Recognize where your mind is going when you hear certain things outside of you. Because is it pulling you suddenly to this kind of doubt, illusion and fears? Or are you standing firm in your knowing, in your truth of yourself and of each other? So we've got use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Admit the truth and act accordingly. Go forward fearlessly. This is a lot about kind of recognizing the your belief, your faith in miracles, and also recognizing how that is actually grounded in reality. That makes sense to who it needs to make sense to, okay? There's something here massively about courage and strength. Truly, I think that this, I said it before, it's a test of time, this connection, but it's also you're going to show each other, prove to each other how you to have that, you already have it within you, where you don't need to outsource anything. It's within you, that strength is, that courage, that divinity. This is really beautiful message, okay? Let me know if this reading was for you, truly. Sending so much love.